These are all the different types of milk, ranked by how healthy they actually are. We are looking at the macros, nutrients, and how processed each one is. Because some of these milks have ingredient lists that look more like a science experiment than something you should be drinking. So let's go through them. First up, we have almond milk. And almond milk is one of the most popular milk alternatives out there. But here is the thing that most people don't realize. Almond milk is basically almond-flavored water. A cup of unsweetened almond milk has around 30 to 50 calories and only 1 gram of protein. 1. And it doesn't naturally contain any calcium or vitamin D. All of that has to be added in by the manufacturer. And when you look at the ingredient list, you will see things like gellan gum, sunflower lecithin, locust bean gum, and sometimes carrageenan. So it's not the cleanest thing in the world. But here is what almond milk does have going for it. If you are trying to lose weight, having a milk that is only 30 to 50 calories per cup is actually really useful. Because if you are putting milk in your coffee, your cereal, your smoothies, those calories add up fast. And switching to almond milk can save you a lot of calories throughout the day, without you even noticing. So from a weight loss perspective, almond milk is genuinely a solid option. It's not going to give you much in terms of protein or nutrients, but it will keep your calories low. That's why almond milk is going into the B tier. Not because it's nutritionally impressive, but because it serves a real purpose if you are trying to cut. Next up, we have coconut milk, and I'm talking about the coconut milk beverage in a carton, not the thick canned stuff. A cup has around 50 calories, 5 grams of fat, and 0 grams of protein. 0. So it gives you even less protein than milk. And just like almond milk, the ingredient list is usually full of gums and emulsifiers to give it that creamy texture. Without all those additives, it would basically just be cloudy water. The fat in coconut milk is mostly saturated fat, but it does contain medium-chain triglycerides, which some people say are good for energy. But overall, between the lack of protein and the processed ingredient list, coconut milk is going into the C tier as well. Alright, now let's talk about rice milk. And rice milk is the least likely to cause any kind of allergic reaction, so if you are allergic to dairy, nuts, and soy, it's pretty much your only option. But from a nutritional standpoint, rice milk is kind of a disaster. A cup has around 120 calories, 22 grams of carbohydrates, and less than 1 gram of protein. So it's the highest in carbs and the lowest in protein out of every single milk on this list. And on top of that, the FDA has warned that rice products can contain higher levels of inorganic arsenic, which is why they recommend not relying on rice products, especially for infants and pregnant women. And the ingredient list is usually loaded with added sugars, oils, and thickeners as well. I feel like calling it milk is genuinely misleading. That's why rice milk is going straight into the hardly food tier. Then we have to take a look at oat milk. But before we do that, let me super quickly show you my cookbook with 102 healthy recipes, which is currently 30% off. So if you want to learn how to actually eat well without overcomplicating things, you can take a look by clicking the first link in the description. Now back to oat milk. And oat milk is probably the trendiest milk right now. Every coffee shop uses it. Everyone swears by it. But here is what nobody tells you. A cup of oat milk has around 120 calories, 16 grams of carbohydrates, and only 3 grams of protein. So for a milk that is supposed to be this amazing healthy alternative, those numbers are honestly not great. But the real problem is the ingredient list, because a lot of oat milk brands, including Oatly, which is the most popular one, use rapeseed oil as their second ingredient, which is basically canola oil, a seed oil, in your milk. And then on top of that you have gums, phosphates, and a bunch of other additives. Oat milk does contain beta-glucan, which is a type of fiber that can help lower cholesterol, so it does have that going for it. But between the high carbs, the low protein, the seed oils, and the long ingredient list, I think oat milk is one of the most overrated milks out there. That's why it's going into the B tier. Not terrible, but definitely not what people think it is. Our next entry is soy milk. And soy milk is a tricky one, because from a macros perspective, it looks great on paper. A cup of unsweetened soy milk has around 80 to 100 calories, 7 grams of protein, and 4 grams of fat. That is by far the most protein out of any plant-based milk. And soy is a complete protein source with all 9 essential amino acids. So you would think it should be ranked pretty highly, right? Well, not so fast. Because the reality is that most soy milk you find in the store is heavily processed. A lot of brands are loaded with added sugar. Some of the flavored ones have 10 to 15 grams of added sugar per cup, which at that point you might as well be drinking chocolate milk. And even the ones that aren't sweetened often contain carrageenan, which is a thickener that has been linked to gut inflammation in animal studies. And gums and emulsifiers and all the same processed junk you see in almond milk and oat milk. On top of that, a huge percentage of soy in America is genetically modified. And I know people have different opinions on GMOs, but it's at least worth mentioning. And then there is the whole phytoestrogen thing. The research says normal amounts of soy are fine and won't mess with your hormones. But the fact that the conversation even exists kind of tells you something. I feel like the macros are great on paper, but by the time the factory is done with it, soy milk is way more processed than most people realize. That's why soy milk is going into the C tier. The raw ingredient is solid, but what they do to it in the factory ruins it. Now let's talk about hemp milk. And hemp milk is one that most people have never even tried, but it's actually really solid. A cup has around 60 to 80 calories, 3 to 4 grams of protein, and it contains omega-3 and omega-6 fatty acids, in a ratio that is actually considered ideal. And hemp seeds are one of the few plant-based foods that contain all essential amino acids, making it a complete protein source. And here is the thing that I really like about hemp milk. Compared to oat milk and soy milk, most hemp milk brands actually have cleaner ingredient lists, less gums, less oils, less random additives. It's kind of the underdog that nobody talks about, but probably should. That's why hemp milk is going into the A tier. And then we have skim milk. Skim milk is just regular cow milk with all the fat removed. A cup has around 80 calories, 8 grams of protein, and 0 grams of fat. And on the processing side, skim milk is pretty clean. The ingredient list is usually just milk, no gums, no oils, no emulsifiers, which already puts it ahead of almost every plant-based milk on this list. The protein is great, and it's a natural source of calcium and vitamin D. But when you remove the fat, you also remove some of the fat-soluble vitamins, like vitamin E and vitamin K. And fat actually helps your body absorb calcium and other nutrients more effectively. So by removing the fat, you are kind of reducing how much nutrition your body can actually get out of it. That's why skim milk is going into the B tier. Still solid, but whole milk is better. A very similar entry is whole milk. And whole milk is your classic regular milk. A cup has around 150 calories, 8 grams of protein, and 8 grams of fat. And it naturally contains calcium, vitamin A, vitamin D, vitamin E, and vitamin K. The fat helps your body absorb all of those properly. And the ingredient list is just milk. That's it. No gums, no seed oils, no carrageenan, no phosphates, just milk. Which in a world where every alternative milk has a 15 ingredient list, that actually means something. The main concern with whole milk in America is the hormone situation. Unless your milk says RBGH free or RBST free on the label, the cows may have been given growth hormones that are linked to certain cancers. These hormones are banned in Europe, Canada, Australia, and Japan. So if you are going to drink whole milk, spend the extra $1 and get the organic or hormone-free version. That's why whole milk is going into the A tier. And now, the best for last. Let's talk about goat milk. And goat milk is honestly the one that surprised me the most. A cup has around 168 calories, 9 grams of protein, and 10 grams of fat. So it has more protein and more calcium than regular cow milk. Goat milk gives you 33% of your daily calcium compared to cow milk, which gives you 27%. And it has smaller fat globules, which makes it easier to digest. A lot of people who have trouble with regular cow milk find that they can drink goat milk without any problems. And the ingredient list is just goat milk. Nothing else. No processing, no additives, no nonsense. And here is a fun fact. About 65% of the world's population actually drinks goat milk as their primary dairy source. It's really just North America that is obsessed with cow milk. The rest of the world already figured out that goat milk is the better option. That's why goat milk is going into the S tier. So if you want the best milk overall, go with goat milk or whole cow milk. One ingredient, no processing, great macros. If you are plant-based, hemp milk is your cleanest option. And if you are drinking oat milk or almond milk, thinking you are being healthy, just know what you are actually getting. And that's all the milks that I prepared for you today. I hope you found it useful. Please don't forget to check out the cookbook in the description. Thank you for watching, and I will see you next time. If you liked this video, then go ahead and check out this one too.